we're gonna get started. I know there were a few more people that were interested in hearing about BillQuick. So, good morning to all of you. My name is Shafat Kazi. I'm the CEO and founder of BQE Software. And what I'm going to do in next 5 to 7 minutes is give you top 10 reasons why you would want BillQuick, or you would want to recommend BillQuick to your clients. And at the end of the presentation, of course, I'll also discuss pricing. And then right after that, you will get the power pack, which I love, and also the multi-purpose cable, one of my favorite cables. This is like, in a way, it kind of defines BQE. We do everything so well, including our giveaway. So enjoy that. So let's get started with why you would want BillQuick for yourself or for your clients. Can you all hear me okay? Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. So, as I said, top 10, pricing, and then any questions towards the end. So here are the top 10 reasons why you or your clients would want to use BillQuick. Number one, we have one of the best, I would say world's best time tracking and expense tracking system. We've been doing this for 20 years. We've written literally books on it. It's low friction. Your employees will love it. If they forget to fill their timesheet, the system will send them a reminder email. And it works because we use that at BQE. And by the time I get the third email on Monday morning, I'm filling my timesheet. So it's an awesome tool. And you all know that time tracking in QuickBooks is kind of very rudimentary, right? Ours is really tied in to the whole system so that you can do better time and expense tracking. And of course, we have fee schedules. So those of you who don't know what fee schedules are, think of them as rate cards that you can assign to your clients. And you might have a client that you're billing at a certain rate. He's been with you for many years, but you have new clients, you're going to bill them at a higher rate. So you assign a different fee schedule to each client so that the system knows what rates to assign to each time entry. And it doesn't really matter whether you're billing hourly or you're billing fixed fee. You still want to have those benchmark rates. So then you can measure whether you're being profitable or you're hitting the target rates. Project accounting is by far one of the world's fastest growing part of accounting. And it's not just project accounting, it's also referred to as matter accounting or engagement accounting. And here's why. Here's why it matters. As soon as you start tracking the accounting at the project level, what you just did is you took your entire company and divided it into small profit centers. Each project suddenly became a mini profit center. Each project manager became a business manager. And now your project managers are more excited and happy because you're giving them more responsibility to be responsible for the P&L of their own jobs. And guess what's going to happen? If you control it at that level and you empower your managers, the profitability of the company will go significantly up. And you're not making any extra effort. You just rolled out more project accounting. Very powerful emerging area. We've been doing this for many years. We have won awards on it. I'll show you a piece of that. Integrated accounting, of course, we do integrate with QuickBooks and Sage 50, but we also have a full accounting. We have financial statements, AP, balance sheet, everything. So if you wanted to keep BillQuick for accounting also, you can. But if you want to continue using QuickBooks, by far one of the best integration with QuickBooks. We have won Slater's Awesome App Award 5 times in a row. We have been most downloaded app on their app store. So you'll love the fact that we're so well integrated. Project management, your managers need to be empowered with good tools. We have some of the best. And we also added scheduling a few years ago, and it's been extremely popular. So we now can actually schedule people on a job and know exactly who's working on what, but more efficiently get that utilization rate up for your employees. If you're not aware of DCAA compliance, that stands for Department of Defense Contractors Audit Agency, and there are many other compliances we follow. If you have any client that does work with state, federal, or Department of Defense, and they say we need a DCAA compliance software, you should say, oh yes, I met BQE and their BillQuick product has been the most recommended by the auditors. So definitely mention that. Towards the end, the batch billing, this is where we feel that humans should be doing invoices, computers should be doing invoices, and artificial intelligence should be able to figure out how to bill, how much to bill. You should just be reviewing those invoices, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, sending it out electronically, let the client pay electronically, let the money come back to your bank electronically, and let the books update electronically. We have that full circle covered through our billing. This is the wow factor in BillQuick, and that's what we started with, making the billing easy. That was actually my inspiration when I wrote the software back in my garage many years ago. And finally, we are device agnostic, location agnostic, and operating system agnostic. We have mobile, native iOS, Android, Windows 8 phone app. We're probably the only vendor here that has a Windows 8 app because we want to be truly agnostic. We have browser-based, the cloud-based, the desktop-based, and here's the best part. You can get a desktop for yourself and get the cloud for the rest of the staff, and it keeps the two in sync all the time. So if you prefer desktop because it's robust and it's more responsive, no problem with that. You can do both of that with our device agnostic. So few screenshots real quick. That's our timesheet. Very simple, as you can see. The project and the activity. Activity is more like a service item. A short description, days of the week and the hours, and a memo you can write. And of course, you can also attach files to the time entries as well as expense entries. So on a receipt, as an example, you took a cab from the airport, you take a picture of that receipt with your phone, throw the receipt away, make that expense entry, you're done. Very simple. And yes, you can of course have those receipts in the cloud forever. So you're not going to be worried about reprinting that receipt a year from now. Project accounting, I mentioned that. This is where you set it up. In the project screen, you have an ability to set up a separate account receivable, a separate income or expense account for the job, even a separate retainer or liability account. If you have clients in the legal industry, that's very important because they need to maintain a separate IOLTA accounts for their law firm clients, for their trust funds. We also support classes. You all are familiar with classes in QuickBooks. You know how you have to do it at the transaction level? We got smarter. We let you assign a class at the job level, then every transaction for that job automatically gets that class assigned. You still can override it at the time entry level if you want to, but it inherits that. So it makes it much easier for you to track classes, whether you're tracking it for profit centers or whatever. I mentioned project management. We have amazing dashboards with true, actionable, intelligent data that people can actually take some action on, not just look pretty graphs, right? So profitability, billability, efficiency, earned values, all of that, and the budgeted data, how many hours are budgeted, what's remaining. So people, your managers truly are proactive, not reactive. They are getting that progress report throughout the process. And this is by the way, the scheduling. Very simple. I have scheduled about 5 people on my job and given them the start date and end date and the hours. And here's the timeline that you can clearly see now when the job starts, when the job ends. And you know what the best part about this is? Let's say, for example, the first person on the list, Ellen Marcello, calls in sick, and he can't finish the job on the date he was supposed to finish. You give him one more day to finish it, and reschedule the rest of the team automatically for you. So that way, it notifies them that their new start date is such and such date. And of course, you get the bird's eye view in the calendar view on that, where you get your employees, their titles, and then various weeks, and you can see their schedule. If you're wondering about the color coding, the red ones means that the employee is overbooked because the system knows that the employee is supposed to work only 40 hours. The yellow means that the employee is pretty full, don't give him any more work for that week. And the ones without any background color means that they can take more work. So it's a great tool to balance out the workload and get your utilization rates for every employee up. Not just your top favorite people, but also the other ones that can do the same task. So DCA compliant, I mentioned that it's a one button click. You just check this checkbox that make this application DCA compliant. They'll ask you to set up a password. After that, nobody can uncheck that checkbox unless they have the password. So very important, but yet very simple. There are many DCA compliant applications out there, but trust me, it takes like a master's degree in computer sciences to make it DCA compliant. We simplified that by just making one click and you're done. We have, I mentioned this, we have the full 360-degree coverage. Desktop, browser, native iPhone, Android, Windows 8 app, cloud-based, and tablets. So it doesn't matter where you are, which device you're using, and trust me, the new generation doesn't know what a desktop application looks like. So they're going to say, what? You don't have an iPhone app, you don't have an Android app, or you don't have a tablet-based So here's the pricing. This is where we went wrong, because we lowered it really quite down to $19.95 per month and $24.95 per month for the enterprise edition. This is the cloud-based version of BillQuick. If you do on-premise, it's about half of that. So we give you both options. You can have an identical system installed in your own office for about half the price, and if you can have it on our cloud for about 20 bucks a month or 25 bucks a month. And so the question is that for everyone or is a special price? That's for everyone. So if you have timekeepers, yes, they will pay the same 20 bucks like the billing person will. The reason for that is that because we don't want to nickel and dime our customers. So if you give that timekeeper a promotion and he becomes a project manager, you don't have to buy any additional feature licenses. You're covered under that one licenses. And last but not the least, when it comes to security, we don't trust anyone. We have our own security built into the system. You can assign security profiles to employee, tell the system what each person's allowed to do, not just enter time. For example, can they see the bill rate when they're entering the time? So you can really control the visibility and the access level per employee. So you manage that full control on everyone. With that, I'd like to thank you all. BQE.com, of course, is as simple as it can be. The fact that we have a 3-letter domain should tell you we've been around for a while. But call us, download a 15-day trial from our website or join the cloud on 15-day trial. Give it a test drive. It is by far one of the best applications out there and an amazing QuickBooks integration. So if you, here's the amazing thing about our application. You can use it for your own business as well as recommend to your client. That will give you an extra effort. And we do, by the way, have show specials. If you have a client that needs it, you want to take advantage of that, you might as well take advantage of the show specials. And we also have a great advice.